In an instant, the golden ciborium, a vessel of divine treasures, has vanished from the very altar of faith, sparking despair among those who believe. As whispers of doubt spill through the streets of Siena, a 15-year-old boy named Carlo Acutis stands at the brink of something monumental, compelled to uncover the sacred truth that was stolen. What dark hand could dare to challenge the miracle that binds a community together? But to understand how we got to this point, we need to go back to the beginning. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments where you're listening from. In the bustling city of Milan, a 15-year-old boy named Carlo Acutis found himself captivated by a world that transcended the ordinary. His room served as a sanctuary, adorned with books that explored the depths of faith, history, and theology. It was here, amidst shelves brimming with knowledge, that Carlo discovered an extraordinary miracle, the Eucharistic miracle of Siena. As he flipped through pages of history, his eyes widened at the description of the event. In the 13th century, during a time of spiritual unrest, a priest in the small town of Siena celebrated Mass upon the consecration, the host transformed into flesh, offering physical proof of the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. Carlo couldn't shake the feeling that this moment was a pivotal point in the history of the Church, a sign that beckoned believers to a deeper understanding of their faith. His fascination grew alongside his desire to find a more profound connection with God. Carlo felt a strong urge to dive deeper into the miracle's truth, fueled by the hope that he might unravel its significance not only for himself but also for others. The more he learned, the more questions flooded his mind. Why did this miracle happen? How had it been possible for the hosts to remain incorrupt for centuries? One chilly autumn afternoon, Carlo walked through Milan, his mind racing with thoughts of the miracle. He stopped at a small cafe, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee weaving through the air. Settling at a table, he pulled out a notebook and began scribbling down notes, thoughts swirling like leaves caught in an eddy. He realized something monumental was at stake, not just a relic of the past, but a living testament of faith that invited people to reconsider their relationship with the divine. Engrossed in his studies, Carlo sought the counsel of various priests, each conversation a stepping stone on his path to enlightenment. He ventured beyond mere intellectual curiosity. It was a quest of the spirit. One priest, Father Giovannetti, introduced him to the extensive historical documents surrounding the miracle. Carlo grew enchanted by the rich tapestry of faith, passion, and divine intervention woven through the tales of believers. Every evening, Carlo dedicated time to prayer. On his knees, the soft light of a candle flickering nearby, he implored for insight and understanding. "Lord, let me see the truth behind this miracle," he would whisper, his heart full of hope. It was in these moments of stillness that he felt the gentle touch of the Holy Spirit, guiding him toward a profound epiphany. His family, although deeply rooted in faith, also sought a deeper understanding. Andrea and Antonia Acutis would often gather around the dinner table, lively discussions about faith and evidence sparking excited exchanges. Carlo would share snippets of his findings, and each revelation evoked a sense of awe in their midst. "Carlo, what you've discovered is remarkable," his mother would say, her eyes glinting with admiration. "You must pursue this further." However, with excitement came the weight of skepticism. Some dismissed the miracle as folklore, relics of an ancient world. Each dismissal felt like a heavy stone cast into Carlo's heart. He pressed on, determined to uncover the truth hidden beneath layers of history and doubt. His passion burned brightly, igniting a resolve to bridge the gap between the skepticism of modernity and the wonder of ancient faith. The day finally came when he realized he needed to visit Siena, to walk the very ground where the miracle unfolded. The echoes of footsteps past seemed to whisper secrets of the divine. What would he discover? What truths would be revealed? With thoughts of exploration filling his mind, Carlo meticulously planned his journey, eager to immerse himself in the heart of a story that stretched across centuries. He felt a pull toward the incorrupt hosts of Siena, now housed in a sanctuary that radiated history and devotion. In his heart, he believed that through understanding this miracle, he would unlock the doors of faith for countless others. Fueled by his quest, Carlo envisioned transforming skeptics into believers, illuminating their journeys with the light of faith. As he gazed out of his bedroom window at the fading autumn sun, Carlo Acutis knew he was on the brink of something monumental. His quest to uncover the truth about the Eucharistic miracle of Siena would not only deepen his own faith but could potentially rekindle the fire of belief in the hearts of those around him. Would he find the answers he sought in the city that held such sacred significance? His journey was just beginning, and the miracle awaited him with open arms. As the days passed, Carlo's anticipation for his journey intensified. The prospect of visiting Siena loomed large in his mind, but as he prepared for the trip, he stumbled upon troubling news. The golden ciborium containing the consecrated hosts had been stolen from the church where the miracle occurred. Shockwaves of disbelief rippled through the community, and Carlo felt an urgency that compelled him to act. This was not just about a theft, it was an attack on something sacred, an affront to faith itself. News of the robbery spread quickly, echoing through the alleys and piazzas of Siena. Local authorities scrambled to organize search parties while concerned citizens gathered, their faces etched with worry. The golden ciborium, a vessel of reverence, was now missing, and along with it, the holy hosts untouched by time and decay. Carlo could feel the tension mounting as reports circulated about the impact on the local community. In every whispered conversation, he sensed a collective heartbreak, a shared loss that transcended religious boundaries. Fueled by the growing turmoil, Carlo's resolve only deepened. He knew he had to witness the approaching tide of events firsthand. He embarked on his journey to Siena, a small bag slung over his shoulder filled with notebooks, a camera, and a heart bursting with questions. The train ride was filled with an electric tension. Fellow passengers glanced nervously as they overheard snippets of conversations about the theft. Murmurs of disappointment mingled with prayers for recovery. Upon arriving in Siena, Carlo could almost feel the city's pulse racing with anxiety. The streets, usually bustling with life and laughter, seemed subdued. People moved about purposefully, mothers clutched their children's hands while elderly couples exchanged worried glances. An undercurrent of fear wove through the air, and Carlo understood that this was more than just a missing object. It was a loss of spiritual confidence, a crisis of faith. His first stop was the church where the miraculous event had taken place. As he entered, the somber atmosphere enveloped him. Dark wood furnishings, often a place of warmth, felt cold and distant, yet Carlo was drawn to the altar, an emblem of hope now shrouded in despair. Shadows flickered from the candles, illuminating the faces of the faithful gathered in prayer. He joined them, closing his eyes and sinking into a moment of shared grief. "Lord, restore what has been lost," he murmured, his heart aching for the community around him. As he opened his eyes, he noticed a small group huddled near the entrance, hushed voices heavy with emotions. Intrigued, he drew closer and identified the local priests, deep in conversation. Father Giovannetti, the same priest who had inspired Carlo's initial fascination with the miracle, spoke with urgency. "We must not lose hope. The hosts were preserved for centuries. They will not abandon us now." Several Franciscan friars nodded in agreement, their eyes aflame with conviction. Carlo stepped forward tentatively, his voice steady but laced with apprehension. "Excuse me, Father Giovannetti. May I help in any way?" The priests turned, surprised yet intrigued by the earnestness in the young man's demeanor. "Ah, Carlo Acutis," Father Giovannetti recognized him. "Your passion has not gone unnoticed. Whether you can help or not, your presence here matters greatly. We are in need of prayer and strength." Days turned into moments as Carlo found himself immersed in the community's efforts to recover the ciborium. Volunteers scoured the nearby woods and searched abandoned buildings, while priests led organized prayer sessions for bold recovery. Each evening brought a flicker of hope as people gathered, singing hymns filled with longing for divine intercession. The emotional weight of the search began to saturate Carlo's spirit. One fateful night, a group of children, perhaps no older than 8, crept into the church, their small hands clasped together in prayer. So innocent, so deeply trusting, their youthful faces radiated a light that warmed the air. "We're praying for the hosts, Carlo," one of them chimed, their eyes sparkling with sincerity. At that moment, the intensity of the struggle pressed down on him, yet as he witnessed their determination, Carlo felt a spark ignite within him. He understood that the mission was not just about recovering the ciborium. It was a pivotal moment that begged everyone to decide, would they allow doubt to overshadow their belief in miracles? Later that evening, Father Giovannetti convened a group in the church hall to strategize. Carlo listened intently as ideas fluttered in the air like confetti, renewing the choir of worried voices. Then, a young friar suggested a radical approach. What if they publicized the story of the hosts, sharing their significance to unearth community solidarity and invite spiritual intervention? "It's risky, but the hosts are part of our narrative, a narrative that we must keep alive," the friar proposed. Gasps of agreement rose from the crowd, illuminating the paths of ancient beliefs and modern witnessing. The weight of history collided with the energy of the present in a beautiful harmony. Carlo felt the stirring of excitement, exhilarated by the possibility of change. What if, through this act of collective faith, the miracle could indeed echo through time, touching hearts once more? Concrete plans began to take shape, online campaigns and local outreach, bringing the crisis to the forefront of attention. That night, Carlo left the meeting ignited by renewal. Outside, the cool breeze felt invigorating against his flushed cheeks. As he gazed up at the stars, shrouded in veils of cloud, he understood that darkness might surround them, but not without the promise of dawn. Somewhere beneath the weight of uncertainty lay a wellspring of hope waiting to burst forth. Would they find the ciborium in the days ahead? Would faith triumph over doubt? Carlo felt determined to be a part of that story. a tale of loss transformed into a testament of belief, a divine journey that would unfold before them all. As dawn painted Siena with streaks of gold and pastel, hope hung thick in the air like an unbreakable thread connecting the community. Carlo sensed something profound was stirring within the hearts of the people. Each morning brought fresh resolve, a renewed commitment to uncover the truth behind the stolen ciborium. Fueled by fervor, he joined local volunteers as they scoured nearby fields and alleys, searching for any hint or clue that might lead to its recovery. Days blended together in a tapestry of determination. Each evening they reconvened at the church, their faces adorned with both exhaustion and excitement. Fr. Giovannetti commended their efforts, reminding them of the stakes involved. This isn't just a search for physical objects, it's a search for faith. We are the guardians of this sacred treasure and we will honor it, he proclaimed, his voice like a warm flame igniting their spirits. Then one fateful afternoon, as the sun dipped behind the hills, casting long shadows across the cobblestone streets, an unexpected discovery emerged. Fr. Giovannetti and another priest, Fr. Benedetto Rossi, had set out to canvass areas outside the church. They were drawn to a dilapidated old barn on the edge of town, and inside they stumbled upon a small, weathered basket. To their astonishment, tucked away within lay the missing hosts, miraculously intact despite 2 long days of exposure. The news rippled through Siena like a wildfire, igniting jubilant celebrations among the townsfolk. Carlo was immediately summoned to the church to witness the miraculous discovery. He entered to find priests and parishioners gathered in awe around the basket, their expressions a mixture of disbelief and gratitude. There, resting quietly beneath the grimy straw, the hosts appeared as luminous as ever, untouched by decay, a miraculous phenomenon defying natural expectations. Curiosity mingled with reverence as Carlo approached, his heart racing. Could this really be? In the soft light filtering through the barn's cracks, he reached out a hesitant hand, his fingers brushing against the cool surface of the hosts. This was not merely a historical relic, it was an encounter with the divine, a moment transcending time and place. Overwhelmed by the magnitude of what lay before him, Carlo felt alive with purpose. Father Carlo breathed, glancing up at Fr. Giovannetti, whose eyes sparkled with the same wonder that filled the room. This is beyond incredible. It's as if they've been preserved just for us. Experience washed over the priest, his face a tapestry of emotion. What we've witnessed here is a testament to God's presence among us. It defies all human understanding. This is our calling to share this story widely. In the following days, the church transformed into a sanctuary of gratitude and renewal, drawing visitors from miles around. Faithful pilgrims arrived, offering prayers of thanks. The wooden pews filled as anticipation buzzed in the air. Carlo dedicated himself to documenting every moment, capturing the faces of believers, a striking mosaic of hope, joy, and restored faith. He snapped pictures tirelessly, ensuring each frame preserved the essence of this miraculous moment. Amid the flurry of activity, Carlo found himself drawn to Fr. Rossi, a humble yet wise man who often guided his thoughts toward deeper understanding. Late one evening, they sat together in the quiet of the church, surrounded by flickering candles. Carlo's camera sat idly beside him as he sought answers to the questions swirling in his mind. "Father, what does this miracle truly mean for our faith?" he asked, the weight of the inquiry heavy on his young shoulders. "How can we ensure that this story isn't just a fleeting moment of wonder?" Fr. Rossi contemplated for a moment before responding. "Carlo, the miracle of the hosts is a reminder of God's unwavering love for us. It compels us to share our stories and strengthen our witness. Every act of faith, every prayer we offer weaves into a greater tapestry, a story that must be shared so others might believe." Inspired, Carlo envisioned the larger mission ahead. The hosts were not a singular phenomenon, but a guiding light meant to lead others toward the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. They were a call to evangelization, urging the faithful to renew their commitment to a relationship with God. As word of the miracle spread, local youth began to gather, eager to learn more. Carlo seized the opportunity, inviting fellow students to explore the notion of faith using technology, harnessing the digital age to reach hearts beyond physical boundaries. He proposed creating a website that would host stories of miracles throughout history, including the hosts of Siena, yet to be discovered by many. The students rallied behind Carlo's vision. Excitement charged the air as they brainstormed ideas for layouts, images, and text that would resonate with a contemporary audience. Their passion coalesced into a project that would captivate those who had drifted from the faith with the same fervor with which Carlo had initially sought the truth. Weeks turned into a blur of preparation as they crafted a narrative rich with history, hope, and the profound impact of the miracle. They wove in testimonials from parishioners who had witnessed the restoration of faith and spoke of how the miracle changed them. They highlighted how the hosts had ignited renewed conviction in a world rife with skepticism. Finally, the day arrived for the website to go live. Carlo sat at a cafe alongside his friends, their faces illuminated by the glow of their laptops. Hearts raced with anticipation, and before they knew it, the site was up, a digital tribute showcasing the miracle of Siena, urging visitors to explore, understand, and to let their own faith be ignited in the journey of discovery. As the hours passed, they began receiving messages of gratitude from visitors, some sharing that they had returned to the church after years of absence, while others expressed newfound curiosity about the Catholic faith. Carlo's heart swelled with joy as he read each note, understanding the significance of their mission, that this miracle, a beacon of light, was shining brightly into the lives of many. As night fell over Siena, Carlo stood on the outskirts of the town, gazing up at the starlit sky, brimming with gratitude. He had embarked on a quest that began with the simple desire to learn about a miracle, yet it had blossomed into a transformative journey, a mission that transcended time and testimony. Each step brought him closer to something sacred, a tapestry of faith woven into the fabric of humanity. He knew that this was only the beginning. The miracle held lessons beyond comprehension, and through every challenge, every triumph, Carlo Acutis understood that he was now part of a greater story, a story of faith, hope, and a relentless pursuit of truth that would echo through the generations to come. As the sun rose over Siena, Carlo Acutis awoke with a renewed sense of purpose. His mind buzzed with ideas, fueled by the momentum of the previous days. With the website gaining traction and the stories of the miracle spreading, he knew that their mission was far bigger than just capturing the past. It was about igniting a fire that could lead people back to their faith. The miracle of the hosts wasn't just an isolated event, it had the potential to transform lives across generations. Determined to deepen his understanding, Carlo approached Father Giovannetti. "I want to learn more about the Eucharist and its significance to the Church," he declared, enthusiasm sparkling in his eyes. "Can you guide me?" Father Giovannetti smiled, recognizing the genuine thirst for knowledge in Carlo. "Absolutely, Carlo. Let's start with the theological implications and delve into the history of the Eucharist. There's so much to explore." They began meeting regularly, discussing church teachings, the importance of the Eucharist, and how it knitted the fabric of community and faith together. Each session found Carlo engrossed, jotting down notes and asking probing questions that revealed his desire to connect deeper with his spirituality. He marveled at the depth of the sacrament, how it bound millions of believers across time and geography, providing sustenance not just for the body, but most importantly for the soul. Summer was dawning, and with it came a festival celebrating the miracle of the hosts. The whole town buzzed with anticipation, and Carlo felt the excitement brewing within him. This celebration would not only commemorate the miracle, but serve as an opportunity for outreach. He imagined a vibrant festival filled with booths that explained the significance of the Eucharist, interactive displays, and testimony stations where individuals could share their experiences with faith. With the priest's support, Carlo initiated planning sessions where community members contributed ideas, eager to contribute to the event. They decorated the church and surrounding area, filling it with flowers and bright banners, creating an atmosphere that sang of joy and gratitude. As the festival day approached, Carlo found himself reflecting on the immense change he'd seen within the community. Inspired by their engagement, he felt a sense of responsibility to make sure everyone, especially the youth, knew the miracle was not merely an historical account, but part of an ongoing journey of faith. He spent the day before the festival preparing, gathering resources and supplies, reviewing his checklist. Yet amidst the whirlwind of activity, he found time to commune in quiet prayer. He stepped into the church, forehead pressed against the cool stone, and whispered a quiet thanks for the journey and the blessings he had encountered thus far. "Let me be a humble instrument for your will," he murmured, a heartfelt request for guidance. The day of the festival dawned bright and clear, filled with the sounds of laughter and joy. People from all walks of life streamed into the church courtyard, their faces glowing with excitement. Carlo moved through the crowd, feeling the energy pulsating all around him. Families set up booths, showcasing art, history, and personal testimonies related to faith. Groups of children gathered, their eyes wide with wonder as they listened to stories of miracles from the past. Carlo took a moment to savor the sight. This was the very essence of community, sharing, and connection, elements that would fortify their collective faith. As noon approached, Carlo found a quiet spot under a sprawling oak tree, the sun gently filtering through the leaves. He took a deep breath, savoring the moment of stillness before heading to the stage where he would speak. The anticipation in his heart mirrored the excitement in the air. When it was finally time for Carlo to address the gathering, he felt a wave of nervousness wash over him. His knees trembled slightly, but he focused on the faces before him, brimming with hope. "Welcome, everyone," he said, projecting his voice with the warmth that had filled him on this journey. "Today we come here not just to celebrate an event from history, but but to reignite our relationship with God and deepen our understanding of the miracle that surrounds us. As he spoke, he shared stories, his own journey toward understanding the Eucharist, how he had witnessed the rekindling of faith across Siena, and how the miracle of the hosts had revived so many spirits. Each story resonated with the listeners, their bodies leaning forward, immersed in the sharing of experience. Carlo invited others to participate, encouraging parishioners from different backgrounds to come forward and share their personal accounts. Each testimony built on the other, echoing themes of hope, healing, and miracles. The crowd was alive with emotion, laughter punctuated the stories, and tears flowed freely, mingling with smiles as hearts opened to receive the gift of faith. After the speeches concluded, volunteers guided everyone toward the church, where Fr. Giovannetti led a beautiful mass celebrating the miracle. The altar was adorned with the recovered hosts, radiating holiness amidst the vibrant flowers and joyful decorations. Carlo stepped back, heart swelling once more, feeling the potency of the moment wash over him. During the Eucharistic prayer, Carlo observed the faces around him, each expression a testament to their individual journeys. Here, the miracle was not confined to history books. It was alive, pulsating with the breath of faith, binding them all together in the presence of Christ. As the service wound down, everyone spilled outside, where the festivities continued. There were games for the children, artistic presentations from local talents, and an abundance of food. Carlo mingled with everyone, welcoming newcomers and seeing familiar faces light up with joy. The festival nurtured connections and sparked curiosity among those who had drifted away from their faith. Carlo noticed a small group of teenagers gathered, excitedly discussing the miracle, their laughter echoing through the courtyard. Yet he also caught sight of a few faces lingering at the edge, skeptics still wrestling with doubt. He approached them, eager to invite them into the conversation. "Hi, I'm Carlo," he said, his voice warm and inviting. "What do you think of all this?" The young man with a furrowed brow hesitated, glancing at his companions. "It's impressive, sure, but how can we take miracles seriously in today's world? Aren't they just stories to inspire faith?" The question was legitimate, and Carlo welcomed the opportunity to respond. Miracles can sound like distant relics, but they are also personal. Each person here has a miracle they can share, a moment when they felt close to God. The miracle of the hosts is profoundly intimate, reminding us that God is still present in our lives today, Carlo replied, speaking with conviction. He could see them consider his words, the tension in their brows softening slightly. As the afternoon sun began to set, casting an ethereal glow across the courtyard, Carlo felt the festival swell with life and joy. People gathered, exchanged stories, laughed, and reunited with old friends. Amidst the vibrant tapestry of life unfolding, he felt a surge of hope that the seeds they planted today would grow into a renewed commitment to faith and community. Highlighting the miracle of Siena wasn't merely about recovering lost items. It was about restoring hearts, reconnecting souls to the story of salvation, and igniting a collective passion for God that transcended time. Carlo knew that each moment they shared today would ripple into their lives for years to come, lighting pathways and transforming stories. As night fell and the stars shone brightly overhead, Carlo gazed upward, reflecting on the day. God was at work, weaving a narrative of grace and transformation, wrapping every person gathered here in the fabric of truth. He could scarcely believe how far he had come on this journey, filled with wonder and possibility. This miracle was leading them all toward an ever-deepening relationship with the divine, and for Carlo Acutis, that was just the beginning. As the days rolled into weeks following the festival, Carlo Acutis noted a palpable change in the atmosphere of Siena. The miracle of the hosts had planted seeds of faith in the hearts of many, sparking conversations that lingered long after the celebration ended. There was an excitement coursing through the community, a shared acknowledgement that something profound had occurred. Carlo felt an urgency to foster this energy and channel it into tangible expressions of faith. An idea began to take shape in his mind. Why not create a series of faith nights every month at the church, where community members could come together not only to share their experiences but to explore various aspects of faith? He imagined an open forum where questions could be asked, stories told, and prayers shared. It could become a regular reminder of the miracle in their midst. With determination, Carlo approached Father Giovannetti to pitch his idea. The priest's eyes brightened with enthusiasm as he began to envision the possibilities. "Carlo, I believe this is an excellent initiative. It will help people feel connected to one another and reinforce their faith. We should certainly launch it." Excitement bubbled within Carlo as they brainstormed logistics. They envisioned evenings filled with testimony, both spoken and written, interactive discussions and guest speakers, perhaps local artists and musicians who could share their faith through their crafts. They even considered organizing a small team of volunteers to assist with the planning. The next few weeks were busy as they arranged the first event, a gathering centered around the theme, Miracles in Our Lives. Flyers circulated around town, painted with inviting colors and images of warmth, encouraging everyone to attend. Carlo's heart raced with anticipation as the day approached. He knew that this would not only be an opportunity for fellowship, but a chance for individuals to reignite their connection to God. As the evening of the inaugural Faith Night unfolded, the church hall filled with a diverse group of people. Some were familiar faces from the festival, while others were newcomers drawn by curiosity or a desire to reconnect. The atmosphere buzzed with energy. Laughter echoed through the room as people mingled, reconnecting with friends and meeting new neighbors. Carlo stood near the entrance, welcoming everyone with sincere warmth. "I'm so glad you could make it tonight," he greeted each attendee, his enthusiasm infectious. As the hour approached, they settled into their seats, and Carlo climbed up to the podium, ready to lead the gathering. "Welcome everyone, we're here to celebrate faith and share our stories," he began, his voice steady yet filled with youthful passion. "Tonight's theme revolves around miracles in our lives. We'll hear from several of you, reflecting on those moments where you felt a divine presence guiding you." The first speaker stepped forward, a middle-aged man with a gentle demeanor. He spoke about a life-altering decision made in a moment of desperation, how an unexpected encounter had changed his path completely. Tears misted his eyes as he recounted the powerful sense of peace that washed over him in that moment. It drew nods of understanding from the audience, reminding them that miracles weren't always grand occurrences. Sometimes they were quiet whispers guiding their hearts. The night continued, and Carlo facilitated discussions, inviting volunteers to share their insights and personal experiences. Each testimony colored the narrative, weaving a rich tapestry of faith against the backdrop of the miraculous hosts. A young woman shared how prayer had comforted her during a difficult time, while a father spoke of feeling God's love in the beauty of everyday moments with his children. As the stories flowed, Carlo felt a sense of connection unfurl in the room, a palpable energy binding everyone together, illuminating shared struggles and triumphs. Questions arose, challenges echoed, and together they explored the complexities of belief and doubt, lifting one another in vulnerability. At one point, a single voice, hesitant yet strong, questioned, "But how do we recognize miracles today? They seem so distant." "It's about perspective," Carlo replied immediately. "Miracles don't always come dressed in grandiosity. Sometimes they arrive in the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of nature, or the warmth of a community coming together. When we open our eyes and hearts, we start to see the sacred around us." The discussions enriched everyone's understanding of faith, prompting continued conversations long after the night officially concluded. As people began to disperse, Carlo felt a rush of gratitude for each individual who took the time to share their journey. The challenge of skepticism now met with a renewed commitment to examine how God was weaving through their lives. In the following weeks, the Faith Nights flourished, transforming from a humble vision into a cherished tradition by the community. Each gathering pulled in different themes: mercy, forgiveness, finding God in suffering, drawing in ever-broadening circles of participants eager to engage. Amidst this growing movement, Carlo remained focused on documenting their experiences, capturing stories through video and written testimonials to share on their website and social media platforms. Each share became a light, illuminating paths for those searching for hope and belonging. He began collaborating with local artists who painted murals inspired by the stories shared, and musicians who composed songs celebrating their testimonies. The artistic expressions added a vibrant layer to their gatherings, creating an ambience rich with the pulsating heart of faith. As the seasons changed, so did the layers of community connection. People who had previously felt isolated began to feel at home within the church walls. Neighbors who had once merely nodded at each other exchanged hugs and laughter, now united by the miracle they had come to celebrate. In the midst of this flourishing community, Carlo often took a step back to reflect. One crisp evening, he stood at the church entrance, gazing at the warm light spilling out from within. Families chatted animatedly, friends gathered to reminisce, and newcomers expressed curiosity. He felt a powerful sense of gratitude wash over him as the realization sunk in. This was the work of the Spirit alive and active, and he was merely a vessel for something far greater. As the first anniversary of the festival approached, Carlo looked ahead with anticipation. He envisioned creating a large community event that would not only celebrate the miracle, but the collective journey the community had forged together. He wanted to honor the stories that had been shared, the growth that had manifested, and the deeper, abiding faith that had emerged amidst their conversations. He gathered community leaders, volunteers, and friends to plan the commemoration, ensuring a day filled with music, art, and stories that spoke to the heart of faith. Through it all, Carlo remained focused on the vision of rekindling the fire of faith within every soul, drawn to the light that the miracle of the hosts represented. As he embarked on this mission, Carlo understood that the miracle was never just a singular event. It was a living, breathing journey, one that could continue to unfold in countless lives, shaping faith stories in ways he could only begin to imagine. In each connection forged and in every heart that opened, he saw the hand of God operating, a divine invitation extended to all, a testimony of his presence threaded beautifully through lives, inviting them into a deeper relationship with the divine. As the day of the community anniversary celebration approached, anticipation rippled through Siena like a gentle breeze carrying whispers of hope. Carlo Acutis stood in the churchyard, watching as preparations for the event came to life. Residents hung colorful banners that fluttered with joy, and laughter filled the air as families gathered to contribute to the celebration. It was a heartwarming sight. People who had once felt isolated were now embracing one another, sharing stories and contributing to the collective tapestry of faith that had formed over the last year. The miracle of the hosts had woven their lives together, rekindling bonds that had long been dormant. In the days leading up to the celebration, Carlo found himself busy coordinating the details. He spearheaded the organization of booths where local artists would display their creations inspired by the miracle, and musicians were enlisted to fill the atmosphere with beautiful melodies. Volunteers were assigned to welcome attendees and provide information about the significance of the church's history and the miracle itself. With each passing moment, the anticipation grew. There was a sense of excitement that pulsed in the community. On the morning of the event, Carlo awoke early, the sun just beginning to spill light across the horizon. A sense of purpose drove him as he hurried to the church where final touches were being made. The smell of freshly baked bread and pastries wafted through the air from a nearby bakery, mingling with the scent of crisp autumn leaves that crunched underfoot. He felt a surge of optimism and gratitude. The miracle was alive, vibrant in their community's heartbeat. As the celebration commenced, Carlo stood at the church entrance, greeting families and friends as they arrived. The vibrant atmosphere echoed with laughter and conversations, a chorus of hope that filled him with warmth. Children danced in the grassy area, swirling in brightly colored costumes, while elders shared stories of their own journeys of faith. Once everyone was gathered, Carlo took the stage, his heart racing with anticipation. "Welcome, everyone," he began, beaming at the crowd. "Today, we are here not just to celebrate a miraculous event, but to honor each of you and the journeys we have undertaken as a community." The audience responded with applause, and Carlo continued, "Each of our stories connects us to a greater narrative, a tapestry of faith woven by God's love. Today, we have the opportunity to reflect on our collective growth and the miracles we've experienced in our lives." He led the celebration seamlessly, introducing speakers throughout the day, each one adding a unique thread to the growing tapestry. One woman shared how prayer had rekindled her relationship with God after years of uncertainty, while a young man spoke of a profound experience during one of the faith nights that had reignited his passion for life. Each testimony resonated deeply, drawing various reactions from the crowd. Tears of joy, laughter, and applause filled the air as people connected over shared experiences. The highlight of the day came when local musicians took to the stage to showcase their talents, playing uplifting songs that echoed with themes of hope and love. Attendees swayed to the rhythm, their voices uniting in song. The energy in the crowd was electric, each heartfelt note intertwining their spirits, reminding them of the strength found in community and faith. As dusk fell and the stars began to peek through the twilight, Carlo gathered everyone for the concluding prayer. He invited everyone to reflect on the miracle of the hosts as a journey, one that never truly ends. "Let us remember that miracles can take many forms. They are present in our daily interactions, in forgiveness, and in the love we extend to one another," he urged, his voice warm and resonant. In that moment, as their voices rose in unison in prayer, Carlo felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over him. He looked out at the faces illuminated by candlelight, a beautiful reflection of God's continuous presence among them. Each flicker symbolized the faith within them, a tangible reminder of their shared journey. As the celebration wrapped up, people lingered, reluctant to part ways. They embraced one another, their hearts filled with gratitude for the time spent together and the mutual support fostered in their community. Carlo moved among them, sharing in their joy, thrilled to see genuine connections taking root. Later that evening, standing alone under the stars that twinkled above, Carlo felt fulfilled. This event had transcended mere celebration. It had created ripples of faith, igniting a passion in the hearts of many. The miracle of Siena had taken root, and he was humbled to witness its profound impact on those around him. In reflecting on the journey so far, Carlo understood that the miracle they celebrated today would continue to inspire countless stories in the days ahead. He recognized that miracles are not confined to the past. They were alive in the hearts of each person willing to embrace faith, to share love, and to walk together on this beautiful journey. With a heart full of hope and determination, Carlo Acutis turned to head home, knowing the story was far from over. The miracle of Siena was only just beginning. What did you think of this story? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Click the video on the left to hear another story.